Coach, some quick thoughts from the game before we open up for questions?
Well, I just love stress. I mean, let's have a stressful game against a 1AA. Give them credit. Their coaching staff did a great job. They played really hard. Their skilled players were, particularly their quarterback and their running back, was every bit as good as I thought. And they outplayed us for a large part of the game. But I didn't, at halftime, I told the guys, I'm going to scream and yell. We just challenged them to see what they're made of a little bit and to go out and execute, take pride in our conditioning, and hopefully, the third and fourth quarter will be good. But, it was a battle the whole day, and there's a lot of things. I told the team there's a lot of things in this game that we can learn from and get better, and tomorrow will be a long, critical day in fixing some of the things. But we'll take it and move on.
Coach, hindsight's 20/20. Is a game like this more beneficial to the team than beating up on a Division I AA team 70 to 10 or anything like that?
Are you kidding me? I want to take the headsets off, at halftime. But I wasn't, I didn't have any expectations. I was really nervous about their skill players. We tried to recruit one. You can see why, right? Four was a hell of a player. I told him that after the game. And you got two guys like that, pretty dynamic. They had a good plan. And again, I got to watch the film and see where we had some breakdowns. We had the turnovers were key, of course, but we had to get turnovers because we weren't getting any stops. I don't think we had 1 3 and out. And then offensively, we competed. Brandon, for his first start, sometimes looked like a first time starting, and sometimes he competed and made some plays. So we're not we weren't very pretty, that's for sure, but our guys did not panic at halftime, and the coaches didn't panic. You just had to get a few stops, which were the turnovers, and get a couple drives together.
At what point could you feel a little relieved?
I didn't, right when I walked off the field. It wasn't, that's what I'm saying, it was a stressful game all the way through.
When did you find out that Ani would be unavailable, and then how did you prepare Brandon?
As soon as you asked the injury question like you always do on Thursday, I didn't want to figure, I know you're upset because you usually like to be the heads up on that. He got rolled up in a freak thing on Wednesday. Wasn't sure. Thankfully, it's nothing that requires surgery. Wasn't sure if he'll go this weekend. And the trainers made him make that decision. Hopefully, he'll be ready this weekend.
Did Brandon meet your expectations, or was his play what you thought it would be?
Well, his competitiveness and his ability to create was what I thought. But there's a lot of things he'll be the first to tell you that we can do better. Again, I hate to be. We know some of the things right now that we've got to fix. But after watching the film tomorrow, we'll be able to be a lot more critical and also probably approval of some of the things he did.
What was different about Grambling State's offense with Trayvon Cherry in the game as opposed to Devontae?
Well, they run the same thing. It's just that number one's a different dude now. He's as good as about anybody you see out there. I thought that out of high school.
Now your thoughts on the defense, your defense on the second time out, and how they performed overall?
Well, I don't. Again, I thought we competed hard, but the turnovers were key. I thought that, like the last play that Jake did and rake the ball out was huge. But I can't remember one stop. Then we had some silly penalties. But we got to play a whole lot better. I mean, there were a couple times we played aggressive, then a couple of times I thought we played scared. We can't do that.
Was the game plan to be less aggressive with Kincaid because he could escape, run, or not?
No, it was just the opposite, but I think his escapability when we were aggressive was a little scary. And any quarterback that can run, but not just run and throw. I'm telling you, this dude's impressive. Very, very impressive.
Was it him that you recruited, or Carter?
Yeah, Kincaid, yeah, Devontae,
Kincaid,
yeah.
okay.
He went to Ole Miss first.
Tristan Cooper got a lot of playing time in the second half. How'd you feel like he handled himself?
I don't know. You have to watch the defense guys tell you to watch film, but he competed. I knew he was in the two deep, and then Tellis was hurt, and then some other safeties got banged up a little bit, I think. But he got in there, and I think he did okay, I don't know. We didn't tackle, our tackling was horrible. I mean, it was like, again, you gotta give number 4 and number 1 and some of them guys credit, but that's as bad tackling as we've ever had. Bad.
Is there anything you can do to fix tackling in a span of 6 days?
Good. You got any suggestions?
I don't, so I'm asking you.
What's that? Well, I'm not just gonna stand there and say, wow, that was okay, you know, we'll work on it. Same dude's got to tackle next week, unless there's somebody that's better, but that was the one thing that was really poor. Our tackling was gross.
Did you get a good view of Cody's play where he got ejected?
I saw it on the replay, and again, I didn't see it live, so it's, the benefit of replay is easier. I think the problem was the head down. It wasn't in the head-to-head, but the head, in their opinion, the head was down a little bit. You just don't want to be close to that. But I'll watch the film a little bit more. But I mean, it's a severe penalty. Guys, 15 yards and he's thrown out of the game. And what is he out the next half for the next game or something? Is that what the rule is?
Coach, what are your thoughts on that penalty?
Well, I think when it is, and I actually have talked before about it, I think when somebody leads with an intent to try to injure, that's a hard thing to figure intent. I think when you launch with the crown of your helmet, and that's poor intent, then target, throw out. But it's all for the safety of the player, so I understand why the rule is severe. But if it's bang bang and it wasn't like a launching and it looked like an intent to injure a guy, I mean, okay, a penalty, but throwing him out and being out the next game or next half is a pretty severe penalty. That's what
Why
it
do
is.
you think you guys have gotten off to slow starts offensively in the first 2 games and then been much better in the second?
You know, I don't know, I'm gonna review that. I'm certainly gonna look and see if there's some rhythm plays. Actually, in this game, we tried to, what I call rhythm plays, some easy execution stuff to get first downs early in the game, to get Brandon settled down in rhythm, but we didn't execute them. And so if you can't execute the easy rhythm plays, it can make you sputter for a while, but we've got to fix that, surely.
Rich, I wonder today, there was a lot of the smaller schools playing the bigger schools, and the smaller schools played very well against the bigger schools. Did you pay attention to that?
Well, yeah, and I brought it up a couple times during the week. It's like Nichols, I think Georgia beat Nichols State 26-24. And, the gap has narrowed a little bit, particularly with the skill guys. Again, if you have a quarterback and you have a running back and a couple good wide receivers, in today's offenses, you always have a shot if they play well. And, I think you're seeing that throughout the country. You'll continue to see that.
How did you see Brandon approach the last few days, knowing that?
Well, I think he had a little skip in his step. He's pretty excited, which he should have been. He knew he was going to start in the last 48 hours, and I think he was pretty excited about it. But I think he's pretty conscientious and understands where we got to get better.
You talk about the skill gap with the players. How much of it is with the coaching, like Broderick Fobbs and the work that he's done?
Oh, Broderick, I told him after the game, his coaching staff did a phenomenal job. And I've known him before, and some of the guys on the staff, they're really good coaches. And they've done a great job there. I mean, they were 9-2 last year, and they'll win a bunch of games this year. They've done a great, and they got a good plan. And, from what it was 3 or 4 years ago, Broderick been there 3 years now. He's done a phenomenal job, and I think they'll win a lot of games. If they can get their, even 15's a good player. If they can get one back, watch out.
Did Nate Phillips play tonight?
No, Nate tried to go, and his shoulder was bothering him in warm-ups, and so he couldn't go.
Anything else for Coach? Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Joining us this evening, or I guess now this morning, from the left to right would be linebacker Michael Martin, receiver Trey Griffey, quarterback Brandon Dawkins, and defensive back Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. We'll open it for questions for the guys.
Brandon, how would you evaluate how your first start went tonight?
A little shaky to start, as everybody probably saw, but we just had to make a couple minor adjustments, and sadly we had to wait till the second half for that. But once we got that down, you saw what we can do. We started getting the ball rolling second half and played to the best, played better than we did in the first half. So as long as we're improving.
Brandon, when did you realize you'd be starting, and how, if at all, did it change your outlook, preparation, et cetera?
Like I said earlier, well, not today, but I always picture myself as a starter, no matter whether they got me as the 3 or the 4 in the depth chart. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to come out and play whatever however many reps I get at practice. I'm going to take them like I'm the 1, and I'm just going to go from there. And if they end up putting me in the game, I'm just that much more ready for it.
Michael, how much did you guys see Grambling with Cal playing last year?
Oh, we played them last year, but first off, hats off to them. I mean, they played their butts off, and they played really hard, and they came out ready to play, and we did in the first half. But Grambling, they're a good team, and I'm expecting a lot from them this year.
What did you know about them coming in?
I knew they were athletic, and they showed that tonight. Their quarterback was good. It's not the same quarterback as last year, but there wasn't much drop-off with the second-string guy. So they're athletic, and they got good receivers. They got good skill guys, and their backs ran really hard.
There's been a lot of talk about forcing turnovers and how you guys hadn't forced any last weekend. How much was that an emphasis going into the second half, especially trying to get some momentum back in your direction?
Oh, it was a big emphasis. It was we missed a lot of tackles in the first half, and what was really big for us is how we're going to come out, how we're going to respond. And I think that was just kind of a defining moment for us. It's going to carry us to the rest of the season, and we know we can play with heart. Like I said, or like you said, the first half wasn't how we wanted it to be, but I'm proud of our guys because we came out the second half and we played hard and we caused a lot of turnovers and we were all over the place. So that's something that we can hang our hats on and something we can have momentum next week.
Demetrius, what did you see on your interception?
D-line, they forced the quarterback to throw the ball quick, so hats off to them for forcing the ball to me. And I didn't really have to do much, but just sit there and just catch the ball. So thanks to the D-line.
Did it seem like that kind of maybe shifted the momentum a little bit? It kind of turned into this avalanche of turnovers after that.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. You know, like I said, previous hats off to the D-line. You know, they did an extraordinary job of forcing the quarterback to throw the ball quick and get us a lot of interceptions and turnovers.
How was Rich at halftime with you guys after being down?
I mean, he was calm. He knew that we had to make corrections, and you know we came out the second half and made the corrections. You know, executed, and played a lot better second half.
Did his demeanor at halftime surprise you?
You never know what to expect with Coach. That's the thing. But I mean, he definitely is going to make sure that we are in the right situation at the right time. And he knew that we were struggling in the first half, and we definitely made the corrections, came out the second half, like I said.
Did you guys notice the boos as you were coming off the field at halftime?
Not really. I honestly don't care, to be honest.
Trey, your thoughts on Brandon's performance tonight?
Great. Awesome. Awesome. Brandon is a great quarterback, to be honest. Just being around Brandon, he's matured a lot, honestly. Since he's got here, he's gotten better and better. His throws are a lot tighter. Just everything about him has got better ever since he's been on campus.
Brandon, before you had that scramble on fourth down, I think you guys had 3 fourth and short situations, and none of them went your way. What was happening on those plays? How come you guys weren't able to convert?
I don't see that being a mistake. I mean, obviously we could have did a little bit better, but I mean, my hat's off to them. They did a great job. They came out here and defied everybody. Everybody kind of, had their. I didn't really try to read into it much, but I know we were expected to win this game. But obviously we didn't try and think like that all week. We were preparing for them like they were our next big game, and they were. So my hat's off to them for making athletic plays, but at the same time, a lot of it was just minor stuff that we just need to get corrected, and it's still early, and we'll be back here tomorrow, right back to work, right back with our hard hats.
Brandon and Trey, can you guys comment on the defense getting 4 turnovers in a row, kind of getting you guys back in the ballgame?
Like you said, they got us back in the ballgame, to be honest. Just the momentum shift as far as we were struggling on offense, and, they were making plays on defense. Our defense was making plays, and, that really helped us out, to change everything about it, and, that helped us out a lot.
Yeah, I think the momentum was the hugest part. It definitely carried over to our offensive side, and having guys like Demetrius over there making great plays. you know, we feed off of them. We feed off everybody. We feed off special teams. We feed off the defense. We feed off ourselves and the fans and everybody out there. So as long as they're boosting us up, we're feeling it. I mean, as minor as it may be, we're feeling it and we're putting it towards our next drive.
Do you guys feel a sense of urgency, almost pressure that they're, you know, kind of getting you guys back in the ball game and you guys have to hold up your end of the bargain, or how's that? You know?
There's always a pressure to hurry up. I mean, you know how our offense is. It's always fast paced no matter what. No matter if it's a exchange like an interception or something we get, and we're right back on offense. No matter what, we're going to be going fast and trying to catch them out of place and moving the ball down the field as fast as possible, no matter what.
Like he said.
For anybody, what was the sense among you guys at halftime? I mean, was it shock? Was it determination? Was it we have to figure out what to do here?
I'll start it. I think in defense, the biggest thing started with us, the linebackers. We missed a lot of tackles. I missed a lot of tackles. So the biggest thing is how we're going to respond. And like I said, we came out second half and we responded how we should. And like I said, we're going to carry it the next week. But we came out the first half flat. We come out with any energy. And we changed our demeanor. D-line put their butts off. Linebackers started tackling. DB started making plays. I think that was the biggest difference. Just the energy on the sideline and the energy on the field just completely changed that second half. You could feel it. I mean, I'm pretty sure the fans could feel it. I'm pretty sure all you guys could feel it too.
I'll let Demetrius take it.
Yeah, like Mike said, Coach Rod always tells us, we play 4 quarters, so we can never look at halftime and dwell on that. So we got to just continue to keep on pushing forward, and that's exactly what we did. We kept on pushing forward, and that's when we created turnovers and wreaked havoc.
Mike, why was the tackling so poor during the first half?
Bad angles, heads down. I think those are the biggest things. We just focused a little more in the second half, and we were more relentless. I think guys were just running harder, and I think it made all the difference in our tackling. We made a lot more tackles in the open field, and I think that was the biggest difference to why we led to turnovers.
How much did the second quarterback for Grambling State make?
I mean, they were both really good. Number one was very fast and athletic. He's probably one of the most athletic quarterbacks we're going to play all year. So was the second quarterback, and he came in and handled it well. I think it was more of us than them in the second half. In the first half, they were hitting us in the mouth. Second half, we came and hit them in the mouth.
Michael, was their speed surprising on offense?
We knew they were athletic coming in. We just had to make some adjustments. I had to take better angles. Guys had to take better angles, and once we adjusted, we were fine.
One more question for these guys?
Michael, did you get a good look at the play where Cody got ejected, and what did you think? If you did?
I don't know. I don't really understand these what the rules are now, because to me it looked like he hit him in the chest. I'm not sure from the replay, but I don't know what the rules are anymore. I guess he got to hit him on the ankles or something. But it is what it is. I know Cody, he put his butt off, and he was a big impact for us getting us back in this game. I know he'll be ready next week too when he's however long the suspension is or whatever.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.